Hey everyone, good morning. This is Sarfraz Khan and you're watching my YouTube channel Grow English. Thank you for clicking the thumbnail. Since you have done me a favor, in response of it, I'm going to teach you some important topic in today's video session. That means I've come with a tutorial video, but before that, I would like to request you to please watch the entire video till the end without skipping it. And if you're new at this channel, please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon right next to the subscribe option so that you could receive the notifications of my latest video. Now in this video session, I'm going to teach you three topics. What I said, now in this video session, I'm going to teach you three topics. The first one is, what are those words that follow a vowel sound and how are they pronounced? The second one is what are those words that follow E vowel sound and how are they pronounced? And the third one is, what are those words that follow I vowel sound and how are they pronounced? Based on these topics, if you ever get any kind of doubts or want to suggest to me, then you are free to comment in the comment section below. Instead of wasting time, if you are interested, continue watching. Welcome back again in my YouTube channel Grow English. As I have already mentioned earlier about the topics of today's video session, the first topic of today's video session is, what are those words that follow letter A sounds and how are they pronounced? So here it is. Here we are studying the letter A and its rules of pronunciation. As we have seen that there are some words that contain letter A and it produces different sounds in different situations. So what are those different sounds that letter A produces? So what I said, what are those different sounds that letter A produces? So these are the different sounds that letter A produces. So what I said, these are the different sounds that letter A produces. So we will be studying all these sounds of letter A one by one in detail. The first one, the letter A produces a sound. What I said, the letter A produces a sound, the letter A produces a sounds, the letter A produces a sound, and the letter A produces a sounds. What I said, the letter A produces a sound, a sound. Sometimes there are some words that contain letter A and it produces a sound. Sometimes there are some words that contain letter A and it produces a sound. So all these sounds that we will be studying one by one in detail. Now the first one. Here we have the letter A that produces a sound. What I said, here we have the letter A that produces a sound. So we will be studying all these words, or we can say that here we have some words that contain letter A and it's producing a sound. So just look at the examples. So here it is, A-double-L. So what we are pronouncing it, we are reading it all. So this word contains a letter A that produces a sound. Now we have another word, that's what? W-A-double-L. W-A-double-L. The pronunciation of this word is what? Wall. C-A-double-L. Call. C-A-R. Car. A-R-E. Ow. So well, these words have a letter A that produces a sound. W-A-R. War. F-A-R. For. Now once again, we have another word. That's what? S-M-A-double-L. S-M-A-double-L. T-A-double-L. Well, these words have a letter A that producing a sound. Now we have one more sort of letter A. That's what? A sound. That means there is a letter A. That means there are some words that contain letter A and it produces a sound too. So these are some words that contain letter A and it's producing a sound. That means a sound. Here we have an example is what? A-T, act. So it's not producing a sound, it's producing a sound. Act. C-A-T, cat. C-A-T, cat. So there is a word cat. That means it contains a letter A that's producing a sound. That's why we are reading it what? Cat. Now, C-A-N, can. C-A-N, can. So, the next one, S-C-A-N, scan. R-A-T, rat. So, well, these are the words that contain letter A and it's producing a sound. F-A-N, fan. We have another word, S-T-A-N-T, stand. P-A-N, pan. T-A-T, tad. M-A-T, mat. So these are the words that contain letter A and it produces a sound. Now we have one more sound of letter A that produces air sound. What I said, we have one more letter A, we have one more sound of letter A that produces air sound. So which are those words that contain letter A and it produces air sound? Like for example, D-A-R-E, tear. S-H-A-R-E, share. So it contains a letter A but that produces air sound. C-A-R-E, care. Care. F-A-R-E, fair. Care, fair. Now W-A-R-E, where. S-P-A-R-E, spare. M-A-R-E, male. So these are the words that contain letter A and produces air sound. Now we have another sound of letter A, that's what A produces, A sound. This A sound is explained in two different ways. The first one, this A sound is pronounced in a long pronunciation A, and sometimes this letter A produces A sound in short pronunciation, that's what A. What I said, sometimes A produces A sound, that means long pronunciation of A, and sometimes A produces short pronunciation, that's what A sound. So what are those situations? What are those situations in which that letter A produces A sound in a long pronunciation? That's what A. So when the next letter is either Y or I is there after A, then the pronunciation of A letter sound is A in a long pronunciation. So here we have some examples. Please go through this one. T-A-E, tay. B-A-Y, bay. So we are not pronouncing, we are not reading it day. We are pronouncing it what? We are reading it what? Tay. Bay. Now, we have another word. That's what? B-R-A-I-N. So here there is a letter A and after this there is a letter I. So what I said, when there is a letter I or Y is there after A, the pronunciation of letter A is what? A in a long pronunciation. So brain, not brain, brain. Now this one, chair, chair. Now this one, S-T-A-Y, stay. Now this one, C-L-A-Y, clay. Now this one, M-A-A-I-N, main. So sometimes we have seen there is a word available, A-V-A-I-L-A-B-L-E, available. So these are the words that contain letter A, but there is what? I or Y is there after A, so it's pronouncing A sounds in a long pronunciation. Now moving to this one, that letter A produces A sound in a short pronunciation. When the next letter after A is any consonant. What I said, when the next letter after A is any consonant, then the letter A produces A sound in a short pronunciation. For example, C-A-G-E, cage. Not cage. It's what? Cage. Now this one, R-A-T-E, rate. R-A-C-E, race. W-A-G-E, wage. Not wage. T-A-P-E, tip. T-R-A-D-E, tread. B-A-S-E, pace. So these are the words that contain letter A, but it producing A sound in a short pronunciation, because there is a letter A, but after this letter A there is a consonant. So now we have studied, or we can say that now we have understood the sounds of letter A, that it produces A sound, then A sound, A sound, A sound, a long pronunciation, that's what A, and A sound is what in a short pronunciation. So we have studied, we can say that in a short, we can say that we have understood the letter A produces what kind of sounds that we have studied. Now the next topic here we have is the letter E and its rules of pronunciation. As we have seen that there are some words that contain letter E and it produces different sounds in different situations. So what are those different sounds that letter E produces? What I said, what are those different sounds that letter E produces? So these are the different sounds that letter E produces. What I said, these are the different sounds that letter E produces. So sometimes the letter E produces A sound, sometimes the letter E produces E sound, sometimes the letter E produces E sound, and sometimes the letter E produces E sound. So we will be studying about all these sounds of letter E one by one in detail. Now the first one, the letter E produces A sound. What I said, the letter E produces A sound. So these are the words that contain letter E and it produces A sound. These are some words that contain letter E and it produces E sound. For example, N-E-T. N-E-T. It's net. W-E-T. Wet. C-E-N-T. Scent. L-E-S-S. Less. So these are the words that contain letter E and it's producing which sound? It's producing A sound. N-E-C-K, neck. J-E-T, Ch-E-T, chet. S-E-T, set. So these are the words that contain letter E and it produces A sound. Now, moving towards the next, we have another sound of letter E, that's what? E. We have another sound of letter E, that's what? E, but in short pronunciation. For example, H-E, he. S-H-E, she. B-E, bee. Not B. It's what? B. W-E, we. So now we have understood, or we can say that we have studied, or we have understood the letter E produces E sound, but in short pronunciation. Now, the next sound of letter E is what? E in a long pronunciation. For example, S-E-E, see. S-L-E-E-P, sleep. Not sleep, it's sleep. Now, W-E-E-P, it's what? Weep. So these are the words that contain letter E but produces E sound in a long pronunciation. D-E-E-P, deep. S-W-E-E-P, sweep. So now we have studied, or we can say that we have understood the letter E produces E sound in a long pronunciation. Now moving to the next sound of letter E is what? When a word contains the letter E as E-A, then it produces E sound. What I said? And we can say that it is also pronounced in a long pronunciation. What I said? It is also pronounced in a long pronunciation. When a word contains letter E and the next is what? A. So it's what pronounced? It is pronounced E in a long pronunciation. Like for example, S-E-A. It's what? C. M-E-A-T. Meat. Not meat. It's what? Meat. B-E-A-T. Beat. C-H-E-A-T. Cheat. P-E-A. Pea. M-E-A-N. Mean. So these are the words that contain letter E and the next letter is what? A, and it is pronouncing E sound in a long pronunciation. Now, Another sound of letter E is what? When there is a letter A after E, then there is a sound of EA is not E, it's what? Ear. Ear. So example, CLEAR. It's clear. Clear. Not clear. It's what? Like earlier, now you can see here EA is there, but sound is what? E. But here there is what? Letter EA, but the sound is what? Ear. So clear. Clear. Now, another example we have is NEAR. Near. DEAR. Tear. SWEAR. Swear. WEAR. Wear. So these are the words that contain letter E, and then there is a letter is what? A, and it produces ear sound. Now moving towards the next sound of letter E is what? Sometimes there are some words that contain letter E at the end of that particular word, but that E has no its own sound, but before that, but leaving either one or two consonants, if there is a vowel letter A, then it is pronounced long. What I said, that means there are some words that contain letter E, that contain or that ends with the letter E, but that particular E has no its own sound, but before that E letter, if there is any consonant, and before that consonant, if there is a letter A, that means vowel letter A, so that particular word is pronounced long. Now for example, SHAME. So this word is ending with the letter E, and before this letter there is M, and M is a consonant. M is what? A consonant. And before this M there is a letter A, so we are following this rule, SHAME. So this E has no its sound, so what we will pronounce it, or we can say that what we will read it, we will read it what? Shame. So we will pronounce it long, not shem. It's what? Shame. Now moving to the next example, NAME. So here also this word is ending with the letter E, but before this there is a letter M, and it is a consonant, and before this M there is a letter A, so we are following this rule. So we will pronounce it what? Name. Name. Now here one more example of this one, LAME. It is also ending with the letter E, but it has no its own sound, and before this letter there is a letter M, and M is a consonant, and before this M there is a letter A, so we will pronounce it what? Lame. Lame, not lem, it's lame. Now another example we have is what? SAME. This word is also ending with the letter E, but before this letter there is a consonant, that is what? M, and before this M there is a letter A, and we are following this rule that if there is a letter A before any consonant and that word ends with the letter E, so it will be pronounced long. So SAME, same. So now we have understood the letter E. When a word ends with the letter E and it becomes, it has no its sound when there is a consonant letter before that, and before that consonant if there is a letter A, it will be pronounced long. Now look at some example. MAT. We pronounce it, or we read it what? Mat. But once we can say that, once we add E, it becomes what? Mate, not mat. It's what? Mate. So here we are pronouncing, we can say that here we are reading what? Mat, not mat. So here we are reading is what? Mate. Now this one, R-A-T, rat. And here we are reading it what? We have added E at the end of that particular word. It is what? Rate. Now this one, P-A-N, pan. And we have added E letter at the end of this particular word, so it is what? Pain. Now this one, M-A-N, man. So now we have added letter E at the end of this particular word, so it becomes what? main. So we have studied some of the rules of the pronunciation of letter E, and we have some more rules. We will cover it in the next point. Now we have some more words that end with the letter E and it has no its own sound, but before this E letter, if there is a consonant letter T, and before this consonant letter there is a vowel letter I, so it will be pronounced I sound. That means there are some words that end with the letter E, and before this E letter if there is any consonant letter, and before this consonant letter if there is a letter I, so that word will be pronounced, or that word will be read I sound. So for example, now we just go through all these examples. L-I-N-E. So this particular word is ending with the letter E, and before this letter there is a letter N. So N is a consonant, and before this N letter there is a letter I. So we will pronounce it what? Line. Now here, just go through another example, or just we can say that we have another example. N-I-N-E. The same rule, that this word is ending with the letter E, and before this E letter there is a letter N, and before this N letter there is a letter I, so we will pronounce it what? Nine. Now here, just go through this example too. F-I-L-E, file. L-I-M-E, line. P-I-L-E, pile. So we have understood that there are some words that end with the letter E and it has no its own sound. So just go through some more examples too. B-I-T. So there is no letter E. So it will be pronounced what? Bit. But you use, if you add E letter at the end of this word, so it will be pronounced what? Pied. What I said? Here it was bit. And here what we are pronouncing it, here what we are reading it what? Pied. Now here, just go through just one more example we have. S-I-T, sit. And if you add E letter at the end of this word, so it will be what? Sight. Now here, P-I-N, pin. So if you add E letter at the end of this word, so it will be what? Pine. Now K-I-T, kit. And if you add E letter, it will be pronounced what? Kite. So there are some words that end with the letter E and it has no its own sound. If there is a consonant letter before that particular E letter, and if there is a vowel letter I, so it will be pronounced I sound. Now just go through, or we can say that we have another example, or we have one more sound of, here we have some more sounds of E letter. Now there are some words that ends with the letter E and it has no its own sound. What I said, there are some words that end with the letter E and it has no its own sound, but before this if there is any consonant letter, and before this consonant letter if there is a vowel letter O, so it will be pronounced O sound. So what I said, there are some words that ends with the letter E. What I said, there are some words that ends with the letter E and it has no its own sound, but before this if there is any consonant letter, and before this consonant letter if there is a vowel letter O, so it will be pronounced what? O sound. So for example, H-O-P-E, hope. J-O-K-E, choke. N-O-S-E, nose. R-O-S-E, rose. So these are the words that end with the letter E, and before this E letter there is a consonant letter K, S, P, and before these consonants there is a letter O, so it will be pronounced O sound. Now just go through some more examples. N-O-T, not. N-O-T, not. But when you add, once you add E letter at the end of this word, it will be what? Note. Here, some more examples. R-O-B, rob. But adding E letter at the end of this word, it will be what? Robe. Now, one more example. H-O-P, hop. But as you add E letter, it will not be hoppe, it will be what? Hope. Now, the next one. T-O-T, tot. But adding E letter at the end of this word, it will be what? Toad. So now we have understood that there are some words that contain E, or we can say that there are some words that end with the letter E and it has no its own sound, but before that if there is a consonant letter and if there is a vowel letter O before that consonant letter, so it will pronounce O sound. So we have understood. Now just go through some more examples, or just go through some more rules. Now we have some more words that end with the letter E and it has no its own sound, but before that E letter if there is any consonant letter and before that consonant letter if there is a vowel letter U, so it will be pronounced U sound and U sound. That means in a simple way it can be said that there are some words that end with the letter E and it has no its own sound, but before that E letter there is a consonant letter and before that consonant letter if there is a vowel letter U, so it will be pronounced U sound and U sound. So we will understand this with some examples. R-U-L-E. We read it what? Rule. R-U-T-E, rude. J-U-N-E, June. J-U-T-E, Jude. So these are the words that end with the letter E and before this E letter there is a consonant letter like L, D, N, T, and before these consonant letter there is a letter U in each word. So we will pronounce these words in U sound. Now moving to some more examples. M-U-T-E, mute. T-U-B-E, tube, not tube. It's what? Tube. C-U-B-E, cube. C-U-T-E, cute. So now we have understood that there are some words that end with the letter E and has no its own sound, but before that E letter if there is any consonant letter and before that consonant letter if there is a vowel letter U, it is sound, or we can say that it is pronounced U sound and U sound. Now we are moving to the next rule, that there are some words that end with the letter EW, so it will be pronounced ew. For example, T-E-W, tew. N-E-W, new. T-R-E-W, true. K-N-E-W, new. F-E-W, few. So these are the examples that end with the letter EW and it is pronounced U sound. What I said? It is pronounced U sound. In short, we can say that we have finally understood the letter E, that what sounds it produces. Now the last topic here we have in today's video session is we will be studying about letter I and its rules of pronunciation. See, there are some words that contain letter I and it produces different sounds in different situations. So what are those different sounds that letter I produces? What I said, what are those different sounds that letter I produces? So these are the different sounds that letter I produces. What I said, these are the different sounds that letter I produces. The letter I produces I sounds. The letter I produces E sounds. Sometimes the letter I produces I sound, and sometimes the letter I produces A sound in short. So we will be studying about all these sounds one by one in detail. Now the first one, here we have a letter I and it is pronouncing E sound. Here we have the letter I and this letter I is producing a sound E, but in short pronunciation. For example, P-I-N, pin, not peen. It's what? Pin. B-I-G, big. S-H-I-P, ship. T-R-I-C-K, trick. K-I-L-L, kill, not keel. It's what? Kill. W-I-L-L, will. So these are the words that contain I letter and it is producing which sound? E sound. Now the next one, here we have a letter I and it is producing which sound? I sound. So here we have some examples. Please go through this. K-I-N-T. So it's how we are pronouncing it or how we are reading it? Kind, not kind. Kind. B-I-N-D, bind. B-L-I-N-D, blind. C-H-I-L-D, child. M-I-L-D, mild. H-I-N-T, hind. So these are the words that contain letter I and it is producing I sound. Now the next sound of letter I is what? A sound. In short pronunciation, not A. It is what? A sound. For example, B-I-R-T-H, birth. F-I-R-M, firm. F-I-R-S-T, first. T-I-R-T, third. So these are some examples that contain letter I and it is producing a sound in short pronunciation. Now, the next sound of letter I. The next sound of letter I is what? I. Not I. It's what? I. Like for examples, F-I-R-E, fire. A-D-M-I-R-E, admire. H-I-R-E, higher. S-I-R-E, sire. So these are some examples that contain letter I and it is producing which sound? I sound. Is that clear? Now, the last sound of letter I is what? There are some words that contain EI or IE. There are some words that have EI or IE letter and it produces E sound. For example, R-E-C-E-I-V-E, receive. D-E-C-E-I-V-E, deceive. S-I-E-G-E. Here we have in this word there is a letter I-E, but here in this one there is a letter E-I. So it is pronounced what? Siege. And here this one, S-I-V-E, sieve. Now there is an exception, F-R-I-E-N-T. It is not pronounced friend, it is pronounced what? Friend. In short, we can say that we have covered three topics in this video session. The first one is the letter A sound, the second one is the letter E sound, and the third one is the letter I sound. Hope you have liked this video. If you have liked this video, so please give a thumbs up and share it as much as you can and subscribe my channel, Crow English. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day. Take care.